questions.
Thank you. Can you imagine being a young kid that grew up loving college football and having a chance to stand up here representing the University of Nebraska? This is absolutely amazing. I'm very grateful today. It's just an honor. We have 3 tremendous players with us today. And when I think about the University of Nebraska, the great history, I think about all the great players that came from all across the country to a storied program. It's kind of cool to think about the 3 guys that are with us today. We have Justin Evans from New Jersey. We have Luke Lindenmeyer from right there in Nebraska. We have Andrew Marshall from California. Kind of like this conference, stretching across the entire country, touching homes, touching people all across this great nation of ours. And to me, they are what college football is about. They're what the University of Nebraska is about. 2 of those guys, Justin and Luke, they were there before I got there. They're going into their 5th year. Luke is, to me, the definition of grit. A walk-on who will be an All-American candidate this year, one of the best tight ends in the country, should win the Burlsworth Award, married, a spiritual leader on our team, and a great player. Justin Evans, I think PFF came out, he's the #1 ranked center in the country, has come to Nebraska and just fought and bled. And they kind of exemplify what we've tried to do. Just get better day by day. They won 5 regular season games our first year. They won 6. The second year, they won 7 last year. And we're really proud of them and proud of their willingness to stay, because to them being a Husker is more important than anything. And then Andrew's kind of an example of all of us adapting to the new world. Went to Idaho, battled, became a great player, had a chance to go in the portal, could go anywhere in the country. He chose to come to Nebraska because he loves football. We have the best facilities, we have the best fan base, and we have some of the best players in the country. So I'm grateful to have them here. It was a hard decision who to bring, but this is a special group to me, and I can't wait to take the field with them this fall. And just like them, that's kind of what our team is. I stood up here a few years ago and said, before we can talk about doing great things, man, we've got to earn back the respect. And these guys, they've kind of erased the narratives. Nebraska can't win a close game. They've erased that. Nebraska, there's a bowl drought. They've erased that. They went to back-to-back bowl games last year. But we know that's not enough. We didn't come to Nebraska to go 7-6. We came to compete for this. And being here today with teams who've won the national championship, it's inspiring. It speaks to this conference. It speaks to the people that run it, the coaches and the players that are in it. And we understand that we have to take a step this year. We're excited to do that. But I hope you can hear in my voice, I believe we will, because of the young men in our program and what they've done. Thank you.
We'll open the floor for questions for Coach Rhule. We coach on the podium on the right side in the back.
Coach, Jake Bartecki, News Channel Nebraska, good to see you again. Since you guys have taken the field, the end of the season, great seasons for obviously men's basketball, baseball, volleyball was outstanding again. What do you guys need to do internally or on the field or both to kind of find that same level of success?
Well, I think that success, that Fred has had, that Amy's had, that Rhonda's had, that so many of our sports have had, it's just what Nebraska's about. I mean, as I said earlier, we have the best facilities in college sports. A commitment to nutrition unlike any other, a commitment to the strength program that obviously goes back to Coach Epley, but all the way through now. And so you're seeing the things that Troy's implemented since he's been the athletic director start to take fruit on the field. And I look at Fred with tremendous respect, inspiration. Before he went to the Sweet 16 last year, it wasn't the year he wanted, and it didn't end the way he wanted it to do. But Fred just kept coming to work, and his players kept working. And so for us, we have to be better in November. We've gotten off to good starts, but champions are made in those winning moments in the cold, on the road, late in the season. Those are championship moments, and for us, we have to excel in those. So it's me, it's our staff. I love our coaches, and it's our players. And you have to have players that want to be in those moments, that want, they want the hat on their head when it matters. And I think we have those guys. And some people can snap their fingers and it happens overnight. We're builders. We've had to build, and we love doing it. And that's why I talk about these guys. Like, it's not me who's the builder. It's Luke. It's Justin Evans. It's Cam Lenhart. It's all these guys on our team that have weathered the storm, stayed here throughout, and we understand the expectation. That's why we came to Nebraska.
Coach, on your left side here, fourth row.
Steve McGarvey, Associated Press. Just remember, the Tennessee series getting canceled. I don't think you're playing a Power 4 team out of conference the next couple of years. There's been talk about whether the Big Ten should require teams to schedule at least one Power 4 team out of conference. Just what's your opinion on that?
And we have Arizona on the schedule. I'm not sure if that's maybe 28 or 29. We have Oklahoma, which is a very important series, obviously, to Nebraska. I think that's a question for Tony, and I think a lot of that. I mean, to me, Commissioner Petitti has led with vision, and anytime you lead with vision and you do things that are bold, everyone's going to take aim at it. But I think if we go into a 2014 playoff, then it makes total sense. To me, it's never been about what the requirement is. Is the requirement the same for everybody else? Like in the NFL, like one team doesn't play more games than the other. So like we're in conferences now, like, one maybe plays 9 conference games, one plays 8, one requires. I think we should all just make it the same. I think when things are transparent and when they're equal, the best way to settle these things is on the field. And so I look forward to the day that, all the conferences, we have great conferences. I don't think this is about this conference is better than that one. All these conferences are committed to playing football at the highest levels. And I think one of the narratives that's out there right now, it's really perpetuated by coaches, is that college football is broken. Like college football is as great as it's ever been. And maybe there's things that some of us don't like, but like I think viewership last year was like near an all-time high or an all-time high. Teams that have never been in the mix for national championships now in this new model are in the mix. Like there's more access than ever. Like football is as great as it's ever been, and we just have to make it better. And so I would be happy to play anybody, just as long as the other teams that are competing for the same trophy are doing the same thing.
Coach, on your right side, first row.
Good morning, Coach. Erie Martin, University of Illinois, Big Ten Student U. You had Rhule leave in the portal, but you also land a quarterback out of the portal, and you also have Trey Taylor coming in next year. Did Rhule's entrance into the transfer portal catch you by surprise, and can you speak to your quarterback room now and its future?
I think our quarterback room is, I don't know how many teams in the country can say they have 3 guys in their quarterback room who started a FBS game last year. Danny Kalen was a kid that I got to Nebraska. I immediately offered. He came in, transferred to Virginia. I think he had played in, 1 or 2 starts last year, played really well, comes back home. Like Danny's a true Husker, and he wants to be at Nebraska. TJ Lateef is an unbelievable quarterback. Came in as a true freshman, went on the road, beat UCLA, went out to Iowa, pulled his hamstring, couldn't even run, and was out there just playing, giving everything he has. And I see him now. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's going to be a force. And then Anthony, we late in the process in recruiting, things happen in the portal. And you asked me a question about surprises. Nothing surprises me. I wake up every day and I say, what's going to happen today? Just embrace it. But, we lost a quarterback we thought we were going to get. We said, who's available? There were 3 great quarterbacks out there. We said, hey, let's bring them all in on the same day, man. We got to move. And I learned from a great coach, Steve Adazio, a guy that I love and respect. And he was at Florida, and he always said, talked about Tebow, like, I don't care about, anything else about a quarterback other than if they have it. And, you can't tell people what it is, but you can feel it. And I said, guys, we'll know within the first 5 minutes of meeting these guys who our quarterback is. And I remember Anthony got out of the car, and watching him shake everybody's hands and the way he carried himself and the way he did things. And I was like, that's our guy. And he's a great yin to my yang. I'm old school, be tough, incrementalist, get better day by day, and he's got some swagger and some juice that is great to offset me. And I think I can't wait to watch him play. But I think any of those 3 guys could start at quarterback for us and can win for us. And so I'm really excited about that room.
Coach, on your left side, third row.
Coach Lynn Harrington with Stay Alive Power 5. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
All right. Good to see you again. So to follow up on what you talked about, finishing stronger down the stretch, being 2-10 in November games as Nebraska's head coach, what kind of changes have you made for your team to prepare for that Big Ten gauntlet down the stretch?
Yeah. I think sometimes we always think of hey, we got to, we have to change something. To me, you win in November by being the better football team, and so, 2 years ago, we beat Wisconsin for the first time in 12 years in November, like to be bowl eligible. And on that day, we were just a better football team. So to me, like, we look at everything, right? Like the sports science guys come in, the strength coaches come in, everyone now has Claude, so they all have 1,000 theories, which is great. So it's like, we're looking at all this data, like how can we do things better? But at the end of the day, like the game still comes down to like who blocks, who tackles, and like, I believe that players win games. And I think, I think we're third in the Big Ten in terms of experience. Last year, we were one of the youngest teams in the Big Ten. Pat Stewart, our GM, Keith Williams, our director of personnel, they've done an amazing job of retaining our players. Our guys, they could have gone other places, but they wanted to stay. And we brought a bunch of guys in. And so, we'll win in November with our guys up front. We'll win with a great offensive line. We'll win with quarterbacks who make plays, receivers who go take that ball. Like, we'll win with Ja'Cory Barney returning a punt for a touchdown. And so I don't think it's necessarily something different. It's just doing what we do better than we did it before. And I go back to Luke and Justin. They're great examples. Like, they were out there as 19-year-old kids starting for me. Well, now they're 22-year-old men. And they have to go exert their will. And we will do everything we can to help them along the way.
Questions for Coach Rhule?
I was that good.
Yeah, you're that good. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate
Thank you,
your
guys.
time.
Be well.